Hi, welcome to Prime Recap. In the future, soccer matches take place on Earth, bringing together different races to represent their planets, the players relying on rare and extremely powerful abilities. Today we're going to recap the story of the movie, Cosmoball, from 2020. Long ago, a challenging battle took place between two powerful aliens. Bello was fighting for a future of peace and tranquility, while his enemy, Cherno, was known as the Destroyer. The combat took on gigantic proportions, involving the entire universe, and Cherno, in the middle of the war, forged his powerful weapon, Wave Eater. With it in his hands, he was capable of destroying everything he could imagine. Bello, realizing that a possible catastrophe could happen, assembled unique fighters with the ability to teleport. With his team assembled, a powerful attack was carried out on Cherno's spaceship. Through the final battle, the enemy ship crashed into the moon. Cherno escaped in a small capsule toward Earth. The impact of his arrival was so strong that he is currently trapped in the center of the planet. Bello made that place the prison of his greatest enemy. With the destruction of the moon, the Earth went through several negative changes. The climate everywhere in the world changed, new diseases appeared, and humans now live in a post-apocalyptic world. The Galactic Council acted quickly, and the great hero called for help from several other races to provide support for the humans. The human race that was once reaching a high degree of development, now has its evolutionary line affected by this great disaster. Now, in the year 2071, with the serious problem of scarcity, young Anton was standing in a line to get some water, but unexpectedly is almost hit by a pole. He is seen as a misfit by everyone around him, but nevertheless goes about his routine in search of a job. The one responsible for almost hitting him was hiding in the shadows of a building. Anya is Cherno's daughter, and her main mission is to eliminate the human Anton, who carries within him a gene that grants him teleportation powers. Cherno orders his daughter to carry out his orders, but the alien only tries to scare her target or put him in dangerous situations, so she would not need to take his life, because the gene will be activated when the user goes through an extremely dangerous situation. Meanwhile, in a gigantic spaceship hovering above the Earth, the acclaimed game of Cosmoball, a match between the Earthlings and the Cerusians, an alien race, was taking place. Unlike in soccer, one of the teams needs to get 5 shots on the ball to open the opponent's goal, and only then the goals can be counted. However, the Earth team always plays at a disadvantage with one less player. This is because all participants must carry the extremely rare ability of teleportation. While the match was in full swing, Anton was on his way to find a job. The boy does not understand why humans care so much about a simple competition, while Earth is going through so many problems. This way of thinking ended up causing no one to hire him, and he was even thrown out of certain places. In the game, the Cerusians take possession of the ball, and one of the players with his incredible size manages to easily take down the human team. Natalia is thrown far away, and her Sputnik comes out of her body. That was a device that protects the player during the match. The girl returns to the game and merges back into her armor. However, it was too late, as the Cerusians managed to change the score by scoring a goal. After the energy ball crosses the goal line, it loses all its explosive power, turning into a meteorite. The one responsible for generating these cosmic objects is Cherno. In his ship there is a material capable of generating the energy spheres. The next round was about to begin, and the aliens try to remove the energy spheres from Cherno's domain. However, they are heavily attacked and some are eventually eliminated. The situation is soon under control, and finally, a new sphere is sent out for the start of the new round. The humans advance with all speed towards the ball, and the match is completely dominated by the Earthlings. Through teamwork, they manage to get 5 shots on the ball, and the Cerusians' goal is opened. Natalia wastes no time, and with her dexterity manages to score the goal that all humanity has been waiting for. The game ends with a 4-by-4 tie, but this was already enough for the Earthlings to move on to the final. In various corners of the Earth, humans celebrate the team's victory. However, Anton returns home after another tiring day looking for a job. The boy finds his mother passed out on the floor. She is suffering from an illness and needs some medicine to continue surviving. Anton realizes that all the medicines in his house have run out, so he quickly goes to a pharmacy, but it was already closed. At that moment, a girl appears from the top of the store and breaks one of the store's windows. Anton realizes that it was a thief. The girl deactivates the security system and starts stealing some things. The boy acts on impulse and ends up stealing the medicine his mother needs. The police soon arrive on the scene, and when they give the order for their arrest, the 2 thieves flee through the city alleys. The girl manages to escape by entering an abandoned building, and the boy ends up having to deal with the 2 policemen alone. However, Anton realizes that he is just an old man and a misfit. The boy manages to dodge the onslaughts, and in the end, receives some help from the thief, who uses a tree as a catapult. They try to hide from the authorities, but Anton reveals their location when he is startled by a lizard. He takes responsibility and asks the girl to run away. In an attempt to lose the police again, the boy ends up being run over by a car. One of the officers goes to the scene of the accident, but finds no one. The person who was driving the vehicle was hiding behind a pillar. In fact, it was Anya, Cherno's daughter. She has powers of metamorphosis and wanders through the human world with the greatest of ease. Anton, after the impact, appears in a completely different place from where he was. The boy is confused by this, but is found by the girl who takes him to his hiding place. She reveals that her name is Anya, and the two quickly find common ground. They both hate the Cosmoball. She says she accidentally helped the boy because she was stealing some medicine for her father who was very ill. Anton says that he will need to return home soon, as his mother needs the medicine. After they say goodbye, it is revealed that Anya has stolen some strands of the boy's hair. She resumes her true alien form and quickly contacts her father to send him the collected material. Cherno transforms these into DNA molecules to use in his diabolical plan. The villain implants a kind of substance he obtained with the boy's DNA in a gigantic alien egg. He celebrates, as his plan would finally begin, but realizes that the DNA his daughter captured was not enough. He deduces that she didn't eliminate the target completely. The girl replies that she managed to activate the gene that was in Anton's body and that she would continue her mission. The moment the protagonist managed to teleport, Bello received a notification that a new human had awakened the legendary power. The boy arrives home to find the coach and all the members of Earth's Cosmoball team. The boy feels a strong emotion when he sees Natalia in front of him, and his teleportation is activated. The players try to convince the boy to join the team, but he refuses. Natalia tells Anton that if he helps the Earth team, the Galactic Council will work to find a cure for his mother, and of course he accepts immediately. Bello and his new team head to a training facility to begin the process of Anton's adaptation. The first action the hero takes is to create a Sputnik for the boy. The android device is generated through a genetic sample taken from the user. All members of the group have these devices to assist them when they are in the field. However, Anton gets scared by his device, and this causes little android to hide and not want to help him anymore. After the connection between Anton and his Sputnik fails, Bello takes the boy for a quick training session using the new player's teleportation. The hero summons a ball with low energy for the boy to practice his kicks, but he ultimately fails early on. Bello tells the boy that in order to hit the ball, he would need to be at the same speed as the ball, so he will need to use his teleportation. The hero also recalls that the boy was able to use his power when he was almost hit by a car. In this way, his ability would only be activated by a strong emotion, in this case, fear. Bello starts throwing several attacks in the new player's direction, his intention being to make the boy feel threatened in the middle of the fight. Anton even manages to teleport, but only to the same place. Natalia intervenes in the training and tries to help her friend. She has a theory that if she hugs the boy and uses her power, the two of them would be teleported. The team leader takes Anton to the highest point in the training room. She tells the protagonist that he must use his abilities somehow to save himself, otherwise he would lose his life by falling from that immense height. The protagonist ends up falling at high speed. The girl, realizing that he would not make it, quickly rescues him. Bello tells everyone that the training is over, but Anton answers that he wants to try one more time. The boy concentrates and little by little manages to teleport. Bello realizes that the new member has managed to master the skill in just one day of training, an impressive event for the entire Cosmoball team. The hero then conjures another energy ball for the boy to perform a new kick. However, when the protagonist comes into contact with the ball, the energy sphere explodes. Everyone wonders why this happened, and when they watch the replay again, the team is startled because the boy punched the ball several times, which means that he had the gift to be a goalkeeper. The team rejoices because they had no goalkeeper on the team, and with Anton they could become undefeated. At that instant, Bello receives a call from the Galactic Council. The races from other planets claim that Anton's mother's illness is serious and they would not be able to cure her, as they would have to use advanced methods on a race that is not fully developed. Bello says that this does not matter, because the cure of the boy's mother is extremely important. At the end of that day, the protagonist returns home with Natalia. The team captain performs a medical treatment on the mother of her new partner. Anton's mother tells Natalia that her son is a good person. She reveals that she was pregnant with him when the moon exploded, and that day she felt a different sensation in her body, but she didn't care, because a few months later Anton was born healthy. The protagonist was waiting for the procedure to end in the living room of his house, when a little boy appears at his window and says that Anya wishes to meet him one more time. The young man goes to the place where they last met. Anya finds out that Anton has joined the Cosmoball team, and the girl rejoices at her colleague's incredible achievement. After all, he now had free access to the stadium where the games took place. She shows the boy a kind of toxic substance, with which they could end the Cosmoball games once and for all. The boy gets off his chest with Anya, saying that Bello deceived him by promising to find a cure for his mother, because she is still in the same state of health. Angry at having been tricked, he obtains the poisonous substance to destroy the stadium, which is originally formed by a species of plant known to humans as dandelion. The day of the game arrives and everyone in town is looking forward to the first game, where the Earthlings team will play with a full lineup. At the stadium, Anton gathers with his team and everyone listens to Coach Bello's instructions. The Sputnik act in sync to quickly join their respective partners. With only minutes to go before the important finale begins, the little androids fuse with their users, generating a unique outfit for the game. Anton has trouble bonding with his Sputnik, but after relaxing and following the advice of his colleagues, he manages to act in concert with the little device. The team walks to the arena, but the protagonist intentionally stays behind. The boy drops the toxic substance on the ground to infect the entire place and quickly runs to keep up with his team. The humans' opponents in that final are the Amazon, an alien race that possesses a large physical stature. Anton is announced as the newest player and receives applause and positive energy from the entire stadium. The groups stand in their places, the game begins, and each group throws its team captain to get possession of the ball. Countless incredible teleportations take place in the fight for the ball, but the crowd realizes that Anton was sitting on the stadium floor. The protagonist did not seem to care at all about the match that was going on, and immediately the crowd starts booing him. Bello, noticing this abnormal situation, interrupts the match and walks towards Anton. The boy tells his team that he has been deceived, because they claimed they would cure his mother and ended up not keeping their promise. The hero triggers a device on his arm and shows the boy a real-time image of his mother. Natalia says that she has improved considerably with the new drugs, because Bello got the other races to help him. The team's coach asks Anton to accompany him. He leads the boy to a dark room with several spheres. Bello finally reveals the whole truth behind the Cosmoball. He says that it is not just a game. Those balls that players kick into the field are actually wave eaters, a weapon created by Cherno. Throughout the match, the spheres have their destructive power drained completely when they receive 5 kicks. Bello reveals that even though the wave eaters possess nuclear power, the explosions are contained by the protective barrier of the dandelion. Anton, upon hearing this, runs towards the place where he left the toxic substance, but it was too late. The compound had already infected the facility. The protagonist now runs towards the field to prevent the game from continuing, otherwise everyone would be eliminated instantly. The boy tries to warn the teams, but without success. Bello, realizing that the arena was being infected, goes into action. The stadium switches to emergency mode, after which all spectators are evacuated away from the venue. Meanwhile, various devices are triggered to control the energy orb, but the destructive virus eventually corrupts the defense system, and with that, the destructive orb breaks free. The players, realizing the dangerous situation, begin to act. Anton teleports to the object, and as he approaches it, he throws several punches to dissipate its energy, but it is hit hard with one of the explosions. In the end, Anton is seen as a hero by his colleagues, but he had to get some answers from the person who handed him that substance. The boy goes to Anya's hiding place, and when he gets there he confronts her directly. The girl quickly releases a kind of poisonous gas into Anton's face, at which point he can no longer control his own movements. Anya reveals her true identity and says that her name is actually Valaya. She claims that the two could have a future together if Anton had completed the destruction mission, but he decided to side with the Earthlings, so the alien uses a weapon capable of removing Anton's genetic material. Valaya sends the material she obtained to her father. In his laboratory he implants the substance into the giant egg, and in doing so, the creature is activated and eventually hatches. Cherno merges with it. The villain tells the creature that he will now be its master and that it must obey his every command. Anton's Sputnik realizes that its user was in a dangerous situation. The android quickly makes its way to where the boy was passed out. The little device tries to revive him, but fails. In this way, the android returns the amount of blood it had in its system back to its user, and ultimately heals his injuries, but in doing so, Sputnik was sacrificing himself. Bello and Natalia manage to locate Anton. The boy wakes up and reveals the whole truth to his companions. At this moment, Cherno sends a message to Bello that humanity is soon to be destroyed, but that his creator still has time to be an ally if he wishes. Natalia asks Bello if he really was responsible for creating Cherno, but the hero doesn't answer. He leaves the scene and says that they should find a way to stop that curse. In the city, Bello gathers all the Cosmoball players. He explains that a war was about to happen, and so he needs everyone to work as a group to defend the Earth. At that very instant, the gigantic monster appears before the entire group of players. Under Chernow's commands, he quickly teleports into space to begin his final attack. Bello gets into the ship that was used to host the games and also heads into space. Natalia accompanies him, and already in the atmosphere, the girl once again challenges her leader about him being Chernow's creator. Bello reveals that the alien was his closest creation to perfection, but his biggest mistake was to have given him feelings. Because of this, Chernow decided on his own to create experiments and weapons for evil. At that very instant, Bello reveals to all human beings on Earth the truth about Cosmoball. He explains that it was never a game, but a war that had been going on for years. In space, Chernow could get enough energy to create his wave eaters. Several destructive spheres are generated and launched toward Earth, and the athletes begin to perform various kicks and maneuvers to stop them. The giant monster controlled by Chernow is surrounded by hundreds of spaceships, all of which join forces to contain the creature's destructive power, but are completely destroyed within seconds. Amidst the chaos, Anton felt that he was responsible for creating all that destruction. His mother comforts him by saying that all human beings are flawed, but he still had the opportunity to save the Earth. The young man tries again to establish a connection with his Sputnik, and to his surprise, the little robot returns, and now the two finally unite their thoughts, becoming one. The protagonist teleports to the sky with the intention of helping his friends, while his mother and a policeman begin to guide people to a safe zone, away from the attacks of the spheres. Anton steps into the shoes of Fan, who was already completely overwhelmed from the air combat. The protagonist takes the girl to safety and then goes to the battlefield. Two spheres of destruction were approaching him. The boy manages to kick the first one, but is hit hard by the second one, and as a result, he falls to Earth like a meteorite. Anton stands up and realizes that he has not suffered any damage to his body. His Sputnik joins him, and the two finally move into combat. In space, Bello and Natalia teleport to the location where Chernow was controlling the colossal creature. The Earth hero once again uses his real alien form to confront his greatest enemy, and within seconds, the final battle between the creator and his creation was underway. Natalia at this point fights Valaya. The girl uses her teleportation ability to throw punches at an absurd speed. However, Valaya uses her poison gas to completely paralyze her opponent's movements. In the clash between the two aliens, Bello is defeated for a moment, but by using his ice spheres, he realizes that he can contain the output of the wave eaters. Chernow creates a barrier to defend his monster, but he and his defense are completely frozen. Victory was closer than ever for Earth, but Valaya approaches Bello using Natalia's appearance and paralyzes him with her poison gas. Anton teleports to them and captures Chernow's daughter, but the villain, not showing any feelings for her, strikes a blow that brutally cuts them both off. Bello tries to create a distraction for Anton to act, but quickly the Earth hero is pierced by several shots from his rival. Valaya tells the boy that his cells are the same as the creature's, and so the boy realizes a connection with the monster. He realizes that the creature never had the desire to attack or destroy anything, as it was just being controlled by Chernow. After realizing that that huge monster was just a puppy, Anton is teleported out of the control area, so he finds himself face to face with the creature. The creature rebels against the villain who has been controlling it all this time. The monster hurls Chernow and all his spheres of destruction toward the sun. The villain is completely destroyed along with his weapons. Earth celebrates the great victory as the planet would return to what it was before. Anton uses the monster's powers to restore the moon and bring it back into the solar system. Now the boy, together with his companions, has the important mission of keeping peace all over the planet. So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you next time.